Hello, my stamping friends. Brenda Hillard here. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I can be found at createwithbrenda.com. So here it is, November 1st, which means a new host code for the month. And when you shop with me and you use my monthly host code at checkout, and if it's a qualifying purchase, you receive a free gift from me. This month, when you shop with me and your purchase is $50 in product or more, you will receive a package of the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. They're self-adhesive jewels. There's 140 pieces in the pack. It's a beautiful, beautiful set of embellishments. So I hope you'll shop with me, and I hope I get to mail those out to you. Look at this. Speaking of new, this goes on sale tomorrow, November 2nd, to customers. It's gorgeous. It is called Eden's Garden. So here are the Eden's Garden stamps. And as you can see, they are specially designed. And I'll show you when I stamp with them what I'm talking about. They're more than distinctive. They're very, very pretty. And then the sentiments in here are beautiful. Hello there, dear friend, how are you? Sending hugs, and then the little inside sentiments as well. So, stamp set comes with the 5-piece dies. Aren't they gorgeous? Today, for the card I'm going to be demonstrating for you, I'm going to be using this label die. So I'll take that out. And then I have some little samples here for you so you can see what the dies look like. Now I've cut these out of the Evening Evergreen, the new in color, and see the stitching along here. These dies are gorgeous, simply gorgeous. And they cut out really nice too. It's not one of those where you have to sit and poke, all the little pieces. They die cut beautifully. So check those out. Remember, bundle pricing saves you 10%. These go on sale starting November 2nd. So don't try to order them today, even though they're beautiful. And you want to, you have to wait until tomorrow. Now, look at this. And this, I want to tell you, is available only while supplies last. You remember what happened last time with the butterfly bijou? I think that's how they pronounced it. Butterfly bijou. Yes. That paper went out lickety split, and people were searching all over trying to get it. So don't let that be you for this set. So beautiful, beautiful papers. Each one has just that right amount of gold metallic on them. This one, even though it's hard to see, those little teeny tiny dots have some gold. It's beautiful. And then it's double-sided. So here's what we have for the papers on the back. Look at this one with that rippled ombre. But anyway, coordinating colors again are basic white, evening evergreen, soft succulent, and I just wanted to show you some of this. So ribbons in the annual catalog, we have the gold shimmer ribbon, the 1/4 inch wide. So that looks beautiful with it. I'll be using that on today's project. We have the Just Jade and gold, which not so much with that piece, but if we move like to this piece, look how beautifully that coordinates with the paper. Then we also have the soft succulent. This is the in color, the open weave in color ribbon. Gorgeous. This out of the annual catalog is the I have an open roll here. I'm not gonna open that one here. This is the gold shimmer ribbon, but this is the 3/8 inch. So it's a little bit different than the other shimmer, as you can see. That's beautiful with it. And then here's the open weave evening evergreen too. So I'm just giving you some ideas when you order your product suite. If you don't have those ribbons, you might want to throw some in. The other thing that looks great with these, there are jewels, which I ordered mine because I'm a demonstrator. I got to order mine on um, the first part of October, and the jewels weren't available, but I do have them coming in the mail this week. But these gilded, the gold gilded gems are gorgeous. And then, we have those little um, metallic dots. Those are awesome too. And I'm going to be using these on our project today. So just some coordination ideas for you when you order up your set on Tuesday. All right, so let's get started here and I'll show you what I have for us today. Kind of a different project too. I'm going to use my silicone mat when I stamp. I'm going to be using the Whisper White stamp pad, which I don't use it very often. And um okay, here we go. Awesome. Sometimes that emergency button, and that is not a good thing to do. So, all right, I think things have calmed down here. I'm going to be using the Whisper White um, stamp pad, which, like I said, I don't use very often, but well, got camera issues for sure. There we go. And I want you to see how beautiful this is with this stamp set. So let me open it up. And when you get your Whisper White stamp pads, it's empty. There's no ink on it. So, and it comes with the inker. So let me show you that little ditty and how you get it um, inked up. I need to find my, now because I just did it, I'm sure I'm not going to find my white over here. Pile of, oh, what did I do? I don't see it right away, but I'll keep looking while we're chatting and while we're filming, and I'm sure it'll turn up here someplace. But anyway, you take your little ink re-inker and squirt ink on there. And then is what I keep in my stamping room is just some plastic spoons. So once I put the ink on there, then I just spread it across my ink pad like that with a plastic spoon. Okay, so here we go. Remember I told you distinctive stamps? So I'm going to ink it up, moving it around on my pad, getting it nice and evenly coated with ink. And then I'm going to tip it, and I'm just going to stamp right on this piece of soft, succulent cardstock with my white ink. How beautiful is that, you guys? And that's how it's meant to stamp. So you have darker pieces, pieces that look like they're hardly stamped. Now I'm going to flip. I'm going to ink up. And then I'm going to stamp again right up here at the top. Pretty, 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 right? Okay. Now, I'm going to bring in this piece. This is one of the stamps in the set, and is what I want to create is a spray. I'm just kind of randomly going around the piece, adding some spray. I'm going to do one here. I'm going to do another one down here. And then I'm going to do one right over here. Isn't it gorgeous? Let me see if I can zoom just a little. There you go. Now you can see it better. Great. Let's take this stamp that comes in the set, and I'm going to ink up. And now I'm just going to fill in areas on my spray. Now, one thing that I should tell you too is when you're using this, the basic white, the craft ink, it takes a while for it to dry. So be very careful that you don't touch and smear your ink, okay? So do you see how I've developed the spray on the top and on the bottom? I love this look, love it. I'm going to set this aside, and that has to dry. So for the sake of making videos, I have done one ahead of time, and this is dry. So now it's not going to smear for me. I do want to bring in my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss. Now we don't need to be quite so close. And I'm just going to put in my platform 1, cutting plate number 2. I want my piece of cardstock. That's a little too wide, so let me give that a quick trim so it fits through. There we go. And now I'm going to put my beautiful label die from the Eden's dies. And let's just roll that through. Did you see me put cutting plate number 2, the other cutting plate on the top there? I'm just bringing it back toward me here. And I'll move this off to the side. I love that little mini. Okay, so here's our, remember I told you how you don't have to be sitting there picking and poking. These just cut out beautifully. All right, so there's that. The other thing I have is just a standard basic white card base, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I have it scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just gonna give it a good crease. We'll set that off to the side. I have a piece of evening evergreen that measures 4 by 5.5. My soft succulent piece measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then of course I have a envelope. And I have this little piece of basic white. And this measures 1/2 inch by 2 3/8 inch. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to bring in my Versamark, and I'm going to lay my mat down here so that I don't get Versamark all over everything. And from the stamp set, I'm going to use the hello there, ink it up with my Versamark ink, and I'm just going to stamp it right onto that little 1/2 inch strip. And let's bring in our gold embossing powder. Our embossing powder comes in those little jars with the screw-on lid. But when I do embossing, I like to have more. I just dump. And tapping off the excess. Now this part will be a little bit noisy because I have to get my heat tool out, but I'm just going to hold this piece down with the point of my scissor. Okay, here comes the noise. Hopefully won't be too loud. I think I have the settings so that it blocks it out. I'm just heating that up to melt my embossing powder. There it goes. Okay, got it. Cut that off. Great. I'm just going to let this sit for just a minute so that I don't smear our embossing. And we can start assembling our card. So, need some dimensionals. And I want the full size dimensionals. Here we go. And I'm going to do my little petty tip from my pick tool. And let's add 3. Well, let's add this now. I think, yeah, that's all cooled off. So let's take our stamp and seal. And I'm going to add that to the back of our 1/2 inch strip. And that 1/2 inch by 2 5/8, or 2 3/8, sorry, fits just perfectly on this label. So now that looks like that. Cool, huh? Love it. Now we're going to take and add 3 dimensionals to the back of our label here. And I'm just going to put this on our card at an angle like that. Okay. So now I loved how this looked with the sprays, but I felt like I needed something to carry out this gold. So I'm going to take my putty tip and I'm just going to add little clusters. And I'm doing clusters of 3 on the card, right where those little seeds are from that branch we did. Do one more right here. I think 2 is enough, but I don't know. Decided to do 3 on this one. And then let's use this pretty, the Shimmer Gold ribbon, and this is the 1/4 inch. And this can be found in the annual catalog. This ribbon is gorgeous. And I'm just going to tie that little bow. Nip it. And using a glue dot, I'm just going to add a glue dot on the back of my ribbon. And then I'm going to put this just like so. So there's our card front. The stamp set, you guys. I'm telling you what. Actually, the bundle, because I love the dies too. But, whoops. I just wanted a nice clean cut on our ribbon there. All right. So then is what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stamp and seal to the sides. And then taking our evening evergreen that measured 4 by 5 1/4, I'm just going to tip this a little bit so that it's showing a little bit on all sides, right? And now let's put dimensionals on the back of this. It's 1, I'm going to put one in the center so that our sentiment stays nice and popped up and the cardstock doesn't sag for whatever reason. Not humid in Minnesota anymore, but I guess it's just putting one in the center for good measure. Let's call it that. All right. So there's our card front. Let's apply that to our card base. Just want to move this piece a little bit because it's hanging over the edge of our card. Just kind of readjust there. There. A little tiny piece of hair. All right. So there it is, card number 1, using that beautiful, beautiful Eden's Garden suite of products that goes on sale tomorrow. And remember, if you order from me, not only do you get my host gift, but I will send you absolutely free a PDF with step-by-step instructions to make 3 really beautiful cards with the products from this kit. Have a great day, everybody, and I look forward to sharing again with you soon. Bye-bye.